Good evening. This is a regular city commission meeting for the city of Largo for Tuesday, January 19th, 2021. I'd like to call this meeting to order and ask that if you have a cell phone, please turn it off or to silent so that we don't have any interruptions. We're going to start tonight's meeting with an invocation given by Rabbi Joshua Lobel from Temple B'nai Israel Reform, and he's going to be virtual, so please stand up and then remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Commission meeting. I bring greetings from the Jewish community of Temple B'nai Israel, a warm and welcoming Reform synagogue right here in Largo. Thank you for your invitation to share with you a few words of blessing. In Deuteronomy we read, Tzedek tzedek tirdof, justice, justice you shall pursue. Jewish tradition teaches the repetition of the word justice is meant to emphasize our obligation to create a just and fair society in which all members of the community are treated equally. A world in which no one suffers from discrimination or bigotry. A world in which, in the words of the prophet, all will sit under their vines and fig trees with none to make them afraid. In that spirit, we pray. Our God, sustainer and helper, we come before you today filled with the knowledge that you are near to all who call out to you. We thank you for the ability to come together to work for the benefit of all members of our community. We are grateful for the opportunity to engage in the sacred task of communal leadership, and we are humbled by this awesome responsibility. Please bestow upon us wisdom, patience, perseverance, and empathy as we strive together to work for justice and right. Allow us to be gracious and open-minded in matters of disagreement, treating each individual with respect and compassion. Guide us with your good counsel to make just decisions, creating a stronger, more vibrant community. May our work tonight be pleasing in your sight. Together we say, Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Rabbi. That brings us to our ceremonial items. The first item is recognition of the 2020 Best of Largo winners.
Hello, Mayor, City Commission, and everyone else presently watching. In this video, we'll be spotlighting the winners of the Best of Largo contest. There's no doubt that this past year has been tough for small businesses, so sharing some good news on 5 Largo businesses is a joy. For Small Business Month, the city sponsored the Best of Largo contest in partnership with the Tampa Bay newspapers, in which Largo residents voted for their favorite business in 4 different categories. The contest is a fun way for the community to vote for their favorite business and to also thank them for playing their part in making Largo the community of choice. First, we'd like to spotlight the winner for the best retail category, the Thrift Shop of Largo. And Tammy and Jimmy Olsen are here joining us today. They are no stranger, as this is their 4th year in a row that they've won in this category. They do it all offering upscale items at thrift store prices, specializing in quality resale, estate liquidation, and other real estate services. Thank you again, Jimmy and Tammy, for joining us via Zoom. Is there anything that you would like to share with us today?
Well, we're pretty happy to be with you. And, you know, it's nice to be recognized again. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you both. And I'm sure we'll maybe see you again next year. You can find the Thrift Shop of Largo at 12499 Seminole Boulevard. And you can also visit their website at largothrift.com.
If we could say one quick thing, we just wanted to give a special thanks to all the loyal customers that we have that voted for us, and to also thank the local Largo community for supporting us during such a difficult year. It was nice to see the local community come together and support the small businesses. Being a seasonal economy, it was just a wonderful feeling to win and be recognized. And, we really saw the community pull together.
That's great. Thank you both. And make sure to visit them at 12499 Seminole Boulevard. Next up, we have...
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Next up, we have Mouse's Sunset Tattoos, winner of the Best Business Service category. They are an old school tattoo studio where the artists tattoo what the customer wants and not just what they feel comfortable with. They offer custom designed pieces, or customers can choose from pre-made designs. Shop owner Mouse has been in the tattoo industry for over 45 years. Thank you, Mouse, for joining us via Zoom. Are there any words you'd like to share with us?
Oh, I just think it's a real honor, and I love being a businessman here in Largo. Been here for 30-some years, and I want to thank all our customers and that made this possible for us.
Great, thank you so much. You can find Mouse's Sunset Tattoos at 624 East Bay Drive, and you can also visit them online at TAT2mouse.com. Thank you, Mouse.
Thank you, and have a great day, guys.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Next up, we have our winner of the Best Home-Based Business category, A Premier Lawn Care and Landscaping. They service both commercial and residential properties, offering cleanups, planting, palm tree or shrub trimming, and other services. The business is owned by Glenn Jr. and Stacy Schaefer. Unfortunately, they were not able to join us today. However, they did want me to mention that they do appreciate all the business that their customers bring to them, and they appreciate all the votes as well. Winning this category was the best thing to happen in 2020. You can find them on Facebook at A Premier Lawn Care and can be contacted at 727-515-6752 or via email at apremierlawn@aol.com. This year, we had two businesses tied for the first place in the Best Restaurant category. Susie's Restaurant offers a variety of breakfast and lunch items at affordable prices, from French toast and steak and eggs to Susie's Burger and House Club. All meals have that home-cooked feeling, and all customers are welcomed by friendly staff as they walk through the doors. Unfortunately, Susie could not join us as she is in the kitchen cooking up some delicious food, but she did want to thank all of her customers that voted for her, and she appreciates them all. Susie's Restaurant is located at 1555 East Bay Drive and can be found on Facebook and Yelp. They can also be contacted at 727-221-9662. Our other winner for Best Restaurant is Joella's Hot Chicken. Joella's offers fried chicken platters and sandwiches, along with southern sides like creamy mac and cheese and collard greens with bacon. Unfortunately, Joella's staff cannot join us, but do pay them a visit at 10150 Omerton Road, or you can visit them at joellas.com. And these are our 5 businesses for the Best of Largo contest. Please join me in congratulating them all and wishing them continued success in this new year. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Nunez. Next, we will have a presentation for National Mentoring Month.
Whereas the goals of National Mentoring Month are to raise awareness of the value of mentoring, recruit individuals to mentor, and encourage organizations to engage and integrate quality mentoring into their efforts, and whereas a mentor is a caring person who is consistently present and who devotes time to a young person to help them discover their personal strengths and achieve their full potential through a structured, trusting relationship, and whereas quality mentoring encourages positive choices, promotes self-esteem, supports academic achievement, and introduces young people to new ideas, and whereas mentoring programs have also been effective in combating school violence and discipline problems, substance abuse, incarceration, and truancy, and whereas research shows that youth who participate in a mentoring relationship are more likely to finish high school and continue on to college, and whereas National Mentoring Month gives us the opportunity to appreciate the staff and volunteers who dedicate their time to quality mentoring programs and celebrate the young people who have found their inner strength with the help of a mentor. Now therefore, I, Woody Brown, Mayor of the City of Largo, Florida, hereby proclaim the month of January 2021 to be National Mentoring Month and urge all to observe this week by taking time to recognize and acknowledge the impact of mentors in the City of Largo who give so unselfishly of their time and talents so students can be successful.
Good evening, Commission. I'm excited to be joining y'all this evening to celebrate National Mentor Month. I know that each of us has probably had a mentor, whether it be formal or informal, that has helped guide in our path and lead us to where we are today. That being said, mentoring has a rippling effect that starts with a positive impact on one life and goes out into the community. Over the past few months, we have shared a few opportunities to mentor with Team Largo, and I would like to share those opportunities with you in light of this celebration. Ready for Life is an organization that works with youth to assist them to successfully transition out of the foster care system into adulthood and is looking for mentors. Their website shares, quote, "Our mentoring program is designed to help create a sense of belonging for our youth. We encourage mentors to share their knowledge, specialities, and caring hearts. Mentors are life-changing for our youth and that has aged out of the foster care system." Pinellas County Schools is the second organization that we've shared mentoring opportunities about. They have 6 different mentoring programs for volunteers to choose from, and some have even gone virtual in light of COVID-19. And as a former teacher, I have seen firsthand the impact that mentors have had on the lives of my students. Information about both of these opportunities will be included in next week's MMB email, as well as information about the City of Largo's Employee Volunteer Program. And it's my honor this evening to welcome Debbie Bushman, the Lunch Pails Coordinator for Pinellas County Schools, to share words with you all.
Thank you. Mayor Brown and City Commissioners, thank you for the opportunity to speak with you today. On behalf of Pinellas County Schools, we want to thank you for celebrating National Mentoring Month and acknowledging the importance and positive results mentoring has on our students and community. We have over 2,000 students who are being virtually mentored on a weekly basis. Testimonials from our students, teachers, and parents confirm the success and positive impact mentoring has had with our students. Thank you for your support in raising awareness of the value of mentoring through the proclamation of National Mentor Month.
Thank you. Our last ceremonial item is not on the agenda because it was a secret, and it is recognizing Commissioner John Carroll for his year as Vice Mayor, 2018 to 2019. I was a little slow on this one. Normally I'd shake hands and stuff, so maybe I'll just come down and do a fist bump. Thank you very much. Thank you. And right on time with this one, I'd like to congratulate Donna Holk for her successful year as Vice Mayor from 2019 to 2020. Thank you very much.
Jamie, you should tell them to order yours now.
Yeah, get it ready.
It's on order.
I want that thing.
One item that we do need to take care of, as you can probably tell by now, Commissioner Finger is joining us from home remotely. And as we discussed about a month ago, that requires commission approval. So we'd have to have a motion and a second and an approval from the commission to allow for a member of the commission to participate from home.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion, a couple of them, and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes 7-0. Next, we'll move to citizens' comment. If you'd like to speak about something that's on the agenda outside of the consent docket, please wait until the item comes up. And do we have any cards for citizens' comment?
I have no cards for citizen comment.
Okay, and anything online, on Zoom, any of that?
Nothing online or Zoom phone calls. Brandon is monitoring the Zoom
Okay,
hand raising.
very good. Next is approval of the agenda. I will note that I'd like to request removal of one of the items from the agenda. If somebody could make that request, I'd appreciate it. And that is, I'm looking for the number.
Item 13.
Item number 13.
I would like to pull items number 5 and 13.
Okay, and
Pull item 5 from the consent docket and
remove item
remove item
13
13 from
for future
the agenda
consideration.
Correct.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes 7-0. Next is approval of the minutes from January 5th, 2021.
Move approval.
Second.
Any changes or corrections? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes 7-0. Could I hear the consent docket, please?
Item 6, renewal of RFP number 18-P-639, General Employees Long-Term Disability to U.S. Able Life, formerly known as Florida Combined Life, for the 2-year period beginning January 1st, 2021 through December 31st, 2022, in the estimated amount of $138,829. Item 7, award of scope and fee to Land and Water Engineering Science Incorporated for the final design of the Neighborhood Roadways 127th Avenue North project in the amount of $637,423.97 in accordance with RFQ number 19-Q-666. Item 8, authorization for additional fiscal year 2021 spending for trenchless sanitary and storm sewer rehabilitation in accordance with bid number 19-B-645 in the estimated amount of $550,000. Item 9, authorization of expenditure for fiscal year 2021 lien foreclosure program services to Matthew Widener in the estimated amount of $168,500. Item 10, appointment of Lenny Scott as a member of the Community Development Advisory Board.
You've heard the consent docket. I'll entertain a motion.
I move to approve the consent docket without commission discussion and including staff background provided in the commission packets.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes 7-0. I would like to see if Ms. Scott, Lenise Scott, is in the audience. I'm sure she's watching at home. I'd like to thank her for volunteering to serve on the Community Development Advisory Board. Thank you. Item number 5, Vice Mayor Robinson.
Yes. Just a real quick question.
All right.
So the agenda item is for the purchase of 24 hybrid police interceptor vehicles, which is
Yes, sir.
fantastic. I've obviously been an advocate for that for quite a while to move our fleet to, some sort of electric or hybrid. My question is, where are we how many of these vehicles are we going to be able to charge here at the city of Largo?
Well, these are not full electric, these are hybrid electric, so they don't actually need a charging system. They have a gasoline engine and then an electric component, and the gas charges the electric. When the battery gets up to a certain level, the engine cuts off. The battery runs the car.
Perfect. That's the extent of my question.
Thank you. Any other questions concerning?
I move to approve authorization to purchase 24 vehicles for the police department from Duval Ford in accordance with Florida Sheriff's Association contract number FSA 20-VEL 28.0 in the estimated amount of $1,174,070.
Second.
A motion and a second. I'd just like to say that it's exciting that we're going to have 24 hybrid police vehicles on the
Absolutely.
road
We agree
coming
with that,
very soon.
100%.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes 7-0. Next up is item number 11.
No, they removed it from the agenda. I should.
Good evening, Mayor, Commissioners. Ordinance number 2021-31 is the second reading, amending Chapter 5 of the City of Largo Code of Ordinances to provide regulations for animals within the city. The changes since the first reading. During discussion at first reading on December 15th, 2020, the City Commission requested clarification with regards to Section 6 concerning allowing certain fowl within single-family properties. After a further discussion with staff in the City Attorney's Office, staff is recommending making a change to Section 6 that would allow residents to maintain up to 12 fowl on their property, except for male chickens or roosters. The section would no longer limit fowl to female chickens. If the commission is in agreement with this change, a motion amending the ordinance on a second reading will be necessary. This change will not require the ordinance to go back for a first reading. At the first reading of the ordinance, the city commission made changes to the ordinance that have been incorporated as followed. Section 12, pet stores. Section B, buying standards 1D, was changed by revising the sentence that read, that have not received any state violations in the past 2 years, to now read, all breeders have an active state license in good standing with the state where their facility is located. The second change adopted by the city commission was to Section B, buying standards 2, the revised language originally read, the information required in B1 above shall be posted and maintained on each animal's cage, kennel, or enclosure within certain view and in a reasonable proximity thereof. That language was amended to read, the information required by B1 above shall be posted and maintained in each animal's cage, kennel, or enclosure, or in a reasonable proximity thereof, all within clear view. The previous action from December 15th, 2020 was approved 6-1 with Commissioner Smith voting no. I'm happy to answer any questions you may have.
Ordinance number 2021-31, an ordinance of the City of Largo, Florida, amending the City of Largo Code of Ordinances by amending Chapter 5 to establish definitions relating to animals, amending the regulations regarding animals within the city, and enacting regulations for the commercial sale of dogs and cats within the city, providing for codification, providing for severability, and providing for an effective date.
Thank you. Do we have any cards on this?
Yes, we have cards, and we have people participating via Zoom. The first card is Georgia Wildrick.
Georgia Wildrick, resident of Largo, Mayor and Commissioners. I volunteer for Labrador Retriever Rescue of Florida, District 8. And this is why this issue is very important for rescues, shelters, and myself. My arguments are in pet stores, most, if not all, of their puppies come from puppy mills and not reputable breeders. Reputable breeders generally sell to individuals and not pet stores. In puppy mills, breeder dogs live their entire lives in crates, some in deplorable conditions. Many of these examples were reported both locally and nationally. There are rescue organizations for almost every available dog breeds. Puppy mills that supply stores cause tremendous suffering for their breeder mothers. The Humane Society of the United States put out a fact sheet about puppy mills and pet stores. Puppies sold in pet stores come from all over the country. Many come from breeders with one or more animal violations. Puppies sold at pet stores often have serious health or psychological problems. Pet stores do not have to sell puppies to be successful. And in closing, I just want to say 2.7 million adoptable dogs and cats are euthanized in shelters every year. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next speaker is Tara Yerkshat.
Hello. I am representing SPCA Tampa Bay with regards to this ordinance, and we are objecting only to Section 12. We're not objecting to the intent. We're objecting to the language. We believe that the national scene and our local scene is rife with leaders in animal welfare agencies, and we would ask to be invited to the table to talk more about massaging the language to get to where we think the intent of the community was hoping for. That is all I have.
Thank you.
Next speaker is Kate McFall.
Hi, good evening. I'm Kate McFall from Tallahassee, Florida. Actually, I'm the state director for the Humane Society of the store. I mean, that says volumes right there. The USDA license does not guarantee it's a humane breeder. The USDA itself says that they don't certify breeders, and USDA is not a seal of approval. It just means that they pass their pre-license inspection. Their own standards allow for a dog to live his or her entire life in a cage that's only 6 inches larger than that dog's body. They do not require that dogs be regularly let out of their cages, exercise, or mandate socialization. They can be kept in really extreme temperatures for long times. Females are bred early and as often as possible. The opposition often says they source from humane breeders. Wrong. As most know at the HSUS, we strongly urge people to adopt their pets, but if not, then to seek a responsible breeder. And we have information to the contrary. We have sent you some of that. We're happy to resend. One breeder in particular that sold one of the local stores purchased from is a breeder in Kansas that has over 1,000 dogs. The point is that puppies for sale in retail stores come from puppy mills. And if your pup happens to be one of the few without medical problems, just know the parents of that pup are locked in one of those stacked wire cages in a warehouse somewhere in the Midwest. The other critical point briefly is consumer protection. Our own Attorney General, Ashley Moody, filed a lawsuit against puppy selling pet store in the Orlando area after receiving numerous complaints of sick animals and unscrupulous practices. The state of Florida has the highest number of buyer complaints received by the HSUS. That's why it's a top priority, and we're proud to have successfully defeated the puppy mill industry's efforts to pass retail sale preemption of pups in Tallahassee for 5 years running. And we have very strong sponsors for a retail bill this year, retail sales bill. That's the first year it's been introduced. Thank you. We look forward to working, 30 seconds, okay, good. But we're going to work hard this year. We know meaningful change takes a long time in Tallahassee. So we're working on it, but we're here to stay, and we are available and willing to meet with you and assist however you think best. And we're doing this around the state and several other municipalities. Over 70 have already passed in our state of Florida. We're really proud of that. So we stand ready to assist as you see fit. Thank you.
Next speaker is Dan Cohen.
Hi, my name is Dan Cohn. I'm the owner of Sunshine Puppies. I live in Tampa, Florida. I'm going to be speaking very quickly because obviously I've got a 3-minute clock going there. A lot of the things that you guys are hearing about these pet shops, a lot of them used to be true way back when. Some of them are still true today. When you're dealing with the pet shops, and I'm taking the liberty of speaking on behalf of All About Puppies, who's my competitor, we're under the eye of the public, the scrutiny of everyone who's been up here talking so far, and I'll tell you that I've seen it time and time again. What happens is they close down the pet shops, and when they do close down the pet shops, the puppy mills continue to make more and more and more money, and they still are even today. You're seeing it in all the states. I have a ton of clients coming in from New York as well as Los Angeles to buy a dog because it's illegal in their state. They pay to ship it back. The puppy mills are actually winning here. In reference to the kind of breeders that we get, I don't know if she passed out the paperwork, but most of the breeders I work with are hobby breeders. That means they have less than 5 females. I've visited all of these breeders. And to know who we are, so you kind of get a taste of what Sunshine Puppies is about, we're probably the only pet shop in the state of Florida and maybe in the country that does not have a relationship with an outside vet. We have a private vet. Her name is Dr. McHenry. We represent 100% of her medical practice. We're also manned 24 hours a day. If a baby gets a cold, it goes to my home. The level of care they get with us is really, really second to none. And I'll say this about, I know there's a bunch of them here, the All About Puppies representatives. We're cutthroat with them. I mean, we're always competing with them. But I know the puppies they get. And I know for a fact that they're not getting from puppy mills. I'm not saying that there isn't anyone in the country that buys from puppy mills. But I'm saying with who you're dealing with, that's not the case. I believe the way I interpreted what you guys are looking to pass right now, you're going to stop hobby breeders, and I want to verify that that is accurate, because those are some of the best breeders in the country. In reference to breeders not wanting to sell to puppy shops if they're ethical, most of these breeders are not driving around a Mercedes-Benz, guys. These are very humble people who make their living, and those hobby breeders, that information I gave you, look them up. They are humble people who live in very humble homes and live a very basic lifestyle. They can't afford the Mercedes-Benz. They don't sell to people because they don't even advertise or market. Well, and that's pretty much all I got to say. I'd love to invite every single one of you, including anyone who's against the pet shops, to come meet Dr. McHenry. Come see our shops. Come see what we do. As far as the other things that you guys, the regulations about USDA and not having negative reports, I'm open for all of that. I'm open for the proper kinds of regulation. But if you look at what's in the shelters, if you really want to empty them, and we built a shelter in North Carolina that we paid for that was over $500,000, it's pit bulls that you need to regulate. Pretty much that's about it. I'm sorry I keep going over time. Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
Next speaker is Melissa Zepeda.
Hi, good evening. Thank you for having us here today. I want to thank the commission for actually tackling this issue, the pet store ordinance. It is a delicate one, and it always seems like there are people who are on the consumer and animal side, and then you have the pet store side. It's obviously a very hot topic because more than 70 Florida cities have tackled this issue, and it is a difficult one. But there is only one solution, and that is a full retail sales ban. Now, I understand that there is this plea that it's going to shut down a store. Then that's just not true. There are multiple stores that have transitioned to adoption models, and I don't know why that's not an option. It's like, oh, if we can't sell from puppy mills, then we're just not going to sell at all. So, you know, when Floridians want businesses, we want good businesses. We want businesses that support our community as a whole. And importing hundreds of dogs from Missouri is not supporting local businesses. The standard that we have in the ordinance, the proposed ordinance right now, is not going to help us weed out the puppy mills. All that's required is a USDA license. Breeders can have multiple violations. Horrible puppies can die, and they can have violations, and they still keep their license. So that's why the USDA license really isn't a high standard to make sure we weed out puppy mills. If you're going to have something, have no violations. Why is any violation acceptable? I mean, someone was talking in the last meeting, oh, it's a chip of paint or something that may be a violation. But I believe someone brought up that, well, if a state says it's a violation, it's a violation. So any violation should not be acceptable. And why would anyone defend someone violating a state law on animal welfare? So there should be no violations ever. We need a full retail sales ban. Other cities have tried to do this, and it doesn't work, and that's the problem. So we need a full retail sales ban, and there are industry studies that show that if you don't want an adoption model and you just want to sell supplies, stores actually make more money. And that is not from me, that is from the pet industry that says that. So please consider a full ban, and if not, please oppose the way this ordinance is written now, and hopefully we can reword the language to accomplish the goal that needs to be done. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next speaker is Madison McDowell.
Okay, if I give these to them?
Yeah, give them to the clerk.
Okay. Hi, good evening, Mr. Mayor and Commissioners. My name is Madison McDowell. I reside in Hillsborough County, but I work within the city limits of Largo. I wanted to take some of your time this evening to provide you with a handout that, in my opinion, says more than any words I can say to you this evening. The pictures you've been provided are a small sampling of rescue groups throughout Florida who in recent years have been cited, arrested, and in most cases charged with multiple counts of animal cruelty. I apologize if some of these photos are offensive, but the point I'm trying to make is that if I came to you with these photos and provided no other information and asked you to support a rescue ban ordinance, would you not even for a moment consider it? I know I would, and that is why I understand Why the first reaction from government officials is to blankly support the efforts for pet retail bans when they are shown photos of bad breeders and believe they are going to do a service to animals in their community. I would never actually ask you to ban rescues as a society. Ban rescues, because I, like you, know there are outstanding rescue groups out there, and we as a society should never look to punish all because the actions of a few. I guess this is my way of saying thank you for not being easily swayed by this tactic that has proven successful in other cities and counties within our state, and hopefully through the hard work and efforts to make sure both sides are heard, we will see these ban ordinances become a thing of the past so we can all start working towards the common goal of protecting animals. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next speaker is Alexandria Julian.
All right. Hello, my name is Alexandria Julian. What I'm handing out and just like circulating to you guys is photos of our breeders facilities, and their breeding dogs. So one, you can see the quality of care that is put in these animals every single day. I also wanted to note that there was a lot of misinformation shared by the representative from HSUS, including socialization and whatnot from the USDA. I actually have the USDA Blue Book right here, and this is what the inspectors go through whenever a breeder is being inspected. As you can see, it's pretty thick, and I'm not saying that it isn't a minimum care standard. It is. However, we're not asking for the minimum with this ordinance. What we're asking for is breeders that do not have critical violations. There's a major difference whenever someone's asking about a minor violation versus a critical violation. There is an outstanding difference. One is lack of veterinary care. Someone's not treating this animal correctly. The other one is, oh, we left a trash can open. If you don't see the difference in that, that is beyond reasonable. Anyway, my name is Alexandria Julian. I'm here this evening to actually thank you guys for the time and effort that you've put into this pet retail ordinance that you'll be voting on. In the last meeting we attended, we were very humbled and inspired by the communication that happened within these walls to ensure that the ordinance was not only enforceable, but also was something we as business owners could abide by. That communication is what we have witnessed time and time again as lacking in many of the other forms of government. So again, thank you for restoring some of our trust in the bureaucratic process. This ordinance has support not only from the business owners and the staff, but also many well-informed citizens throughout our city. There will be naysayers, and we know that. As politicians, you know, and I'm sure you've witnessed it every